This show is produced by the Harwood Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Cindy Harris, and we love making this show available to you free of charge. If you'd like to help us keep it that way, make a contribution to our Karma Jar or become a show sponsor. To learn more, visit our website. Tonight I'm making a corn pudding to go with dinner. Corn pudding is a delicious side dish. It takes the sweetness of corn but adds some milk and egg to it. Now because it has that milk and egg, you could use it for a main dish if you wanted to go totally vegetarian, or it's a great side to any kind of grilled meat or fish. I'll be baking the corn pudding in an 8 by 8 inch square pan. But the first thing I want to do is take about a tablespoon or so of butter. I'm just using just a little bit of butter that I have left over in the refrigerator that has its wrapper on. I'm just going to run that along the bottom and the sides of the dish just to give it a light coating. And then I'll set my dish aside and we'll start getting the pudding ready. I've got a large mixing bowl and I'm going to be cracking 5 eggs into it. Now here's a tip when you're cracking eggs for mixing. I like to use a small bowl, like a little custard cup, and take my egg and crack it into that first, then place it into my bowl. The reason I do that is just in case I were to get any shell from the egg, it's easier to fish it out of this little bowl than when it's all mixed up with all the other eggs. So I have my 5 eggs, and then I have my whisk, and I'm going to whisk those really well. I want to make sure that the yolks and the eggs are really well combined. Next is 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now this isn't a sweet dish, but the sugar does help bring the sweetness of the corn out. So that's why I like to add just a little bit and whisk that in, along with 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 1/4 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of milk. Now I'm using a 1% milk. You can use any kind of milk that you'd like. If you want to make this even richer, you could even use 1/2 and 1/2 or heavy cream. I like to keep the calories down a little bit, so I'm just using 1% milk. A teaspoon of salt, and 4 cups of corn. Now I'm using a frozen corn, but if you had fresh corn, you could certainly use that. And I'll take my whisk and I'll whisk that corn really well into the egg and milk mixture. Then I'll get my pan and I'll just pour that right in. Now the corn will want to sort of gather together here at the top, so do take your whisk and kind of flatten that out to make sure that so that the corn can get dispersed. I preheated the oven to 350 degrees. This takes about an hour to cook. Now after about an hour, you'll take the corn pudding out and you'll see it's nice and golden along the sides, and if you jiggle it, you'll see it's nice and set in the center. Now it can be served right away, or if you want to let it cool down just a little bit, you can. But all you have to do is take a large spoon and dish it out just like this, and you'll see that the egg and the milk has set up beautifully around that corn. Now if you'd like to give this corn pudding a try at home, just go to our website and go to the on the side show notes, and I'll have the recipe there for you. And as always, if you have any questions or any ideas for me, please send me an email. I'll see you next time.